Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's going on? I just wanted to try out the YouTube membership only chat today. We're just trying it out today. I'm not going to do this every time we stream. But everybody should still be able to view the stream. If you are on the Discord, feel free to type in there if you want. But yeah, you have to be a member to type in the chat today. I just wanted to test it and see how it was. We've pretty much tested everything this channel can test now. This was one of the last things on the list. Good day, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Number one like on the build up. Let's hit it. Welcome back. Hope you had a happy Easter. Hope you had a happy Easter as well. Hopefully some of you guys got a good 3-day weekend rest. I mean, y'all had 3 days. Hopefully on one of those days you got a little bit of extra rest to catch up on. But as you guys can see, let's get into SPY though. Everybody seems to be here now. So today's list is very small, and that's because of today's is limited. I don't want anybody to get super excited or jump into too many positions today. I think if you can survive today, the rest of the week will be a lot easier for you. Because you'll kind of get the tempo of what kind of week you're going to be getting. Now today there's not a whole lot of news. We're just kind of digesting what has came out from Friday since the market was closed. There were news that came out. Not really great news, but it's definitely hurting the equity market today. The Europe market is closed, so there's going to be lower volume on that end. So I would expect today to be an actually under average day today, volume-wise. So normally get about 102 million. I wouldn't be surprised if we were under 100 million today. So we'll pay attention to that. Towards the second half of the day, if we do still have lower volume, you could still look for a nice move second half of the day, like I said. If we don't produce a whole lot of volume this morning, like if we're still under like 30-40% this morning, I would look for a better move second half of the day. Power hour, that is. The very last hour of the day. Real quick. Yeah. Which it kind of sucks that we fell from Friday's news and all the market data being digested, because we had the perfect range going into today. It was basically break above 410 or break under 408.50, and you can see they took advantage of that and they rejected a really good area from previous day supply. If I undo the fib, this is actually the lead test fib from the daily time frame, and I'll show you that here in a second. But they basically did a lead test on the daily time frame, broke under 408.50, retested 408.50, sold all the way off. Now they're down here at the 406.50s, where you can really get kind of a combination of different reactions. You can either get a very, very slow base build at open today, which is very possible. We're still fighting today's open. If you were to mark today's open, you could see that's actually where we caught support is yesterday's open. Or Thursday's open, sorry. So watch that key level. You have previous day demand, which is the low of that day, to the top of the last red candle right here. It's pretty much this candle. So that's one area I'm watching. You have the previous day supply, which we kind of rejected from. So we're kind of stuck between these two key areas today. But it kind of sucks we sold off under what would have been a really, really awesome. I was really hoping we'd stay between here this morning. Therefore, you guys would have a really, really good day today. But since this has already happened, you might have already gotten the better move. So you might be looking for either a base build move out to the open, and then you might get a better open market retest of 408.50, and you can see if bears truly do still have control to bring it back down, or are they going to retake 408.50 and try to reach 410 again. So that's kind of my big thing today, is are we going to do that today, or are we going to break support and just try to, like, you know, find somewhere to sell off to. But let me show you where that lead test comes from on the bigger time frame. And if you are a YouTube member, you definitely have seen this TA already from last night's video. Or yesterday, not last night, yesterday afternoon, really. But to show you where we're getting that lead test from, if you zoom your chart back out, grab a fib. If you go from where we kind of went up to and rallied to, all the way to where we sold off to and finally got a bounce and a slowdown in price action, you can actually see 408.80, 409.75 is kind of a key area for price to either show, hey, we want to get back up to 412s, possibly hit 414, 415, 417, 420, or we're going to reject somewhere in this area and we're going to pull back down and try to retest 405.60s. But you can see we've almost done today. We're at 407 right now, so we're chilling about right here. So we've already sold all the way off. We're all the way down to about right here. And we're seeing, can we break this as support? Can we hold this as support? We're going to be seeing. So that's kind of the big thing we're looking out for today. But that's the lead test that you can look out for, which I think a couple of stocks are actually potentially trying to do that. Yeah, like Apple here. You see they're still under theirs at 165.08, 165.30. That's basically their break above is right there. Rejection at 164.30, 163.60s. So tons of really, really good charts today. And then NVIDIA for the list today. Yeah, I was going to say it might even be messed up now. But I said above 267.40s because that's another key area over from the bigger time frame. Price kind of rallied above it, held above it on Thursday, and then pushed higher. Price can try to start retaking at 267.40s. If not, we can watch for breaks under 266.50, 265.80s. And then I only added Tesla because I like Tesla a lot because they were still above their previous day lows, but they've actually broken it now. Now you need to be looking under 179s basically. So you can change the break below just a little bit to a lower level. The break above still stays the same. This is still kind of what you're looking at, but you could see a secondary break above in this general area here, where price, kind of like the low to the meat of it, this kind of gives you just an area of previous day low. Like, all right, this is kind of where price needs to take back to get some sort of buying going on. But give me a thumbs up or a yeah if the list today makes sense. Some of the TA I've gone over makes sense to you. Give me a yeah or a thumbs up or a yes or something to give me some sort of confirmation that you do understand what's going on. But how was it? How was everyone's 3-day weekend? Hopefully y'all got to get some sort of sleeping or relaxing or just comfortability. Awesome, makes sense. So you guys see though, you know, kind of before today's drop, we really did have one of the best starting ranges for the week. I would say this would have been the most beautiful start to a week is staying in between here, but that failed, so. But, man, we were almost given, like, the greatest opportunity ever. And just in case you're watching and you're a little confused, yes, you can watch without being a member. You have to type to be a member. Today we're testing the members-only typing feature, whatever you want to call it. Members-only chat. But you guys can still see it if you're not a member. I need to do these more as the channel starts to grow, but I don't want to abuse it too much in the beginning. Chasing my boys. I bet, man. I'm above the law. I see that. See, I like how like y'all don't have it, the YouTube membership, but then y'all can still type because you're a mod. But when I do a YouTube membership only stream, y'all can't see it. That's like, it's like the exact same thing, and you can't see one, but you can see the other. But yeah, be sure to drop a like on the stream, guys. It really does mean a lot. Yo, welcome Casey Durham. Sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Feel free to check out the members only section, and this goes for everybody here. If you guys are in here and you're a member, please check out what you have. You have a lot of content for $4.99 a month. It's very, very cheap, but you get a lot of content. I've taken a lot of care of providing tons of videos. Actually, today I'm gonna go finally make an actual count of how many minutes and hours and how many videos there are of content in here, as well as just all the different things I posted. I will also be coming out with another video this week that is not a spy video, so be on the lookout for that. But yeah, go crazy. There's even a Discord for the YouTube members, so if you do have access to that, feel free to join it. There's tons of extra info in there as well if you want. I pretty much go in there like once or twice a day, and I drop news that's happening for the day before the markets open. And then the rest of the day, it's just kind of a chill chat for people that have for like a different resource or way of accessing me, or just, hey, reaching out. Kind of dumb. No, yeah, it is very dumb. Spy, you have 406.52. I have 406.47 from 406.52 from the other day. I mean, if they're off 5 cents, man, I really wouldn't worry about it. But let's see, where are we getting that 5 cents discrepancy? Let's color it orange. Back it out. Okay, we know it's not a previous day level. Jump out 3 years. It is an emerging candle. See, now this is where our difference might be coming in. I can already tell. Yeah. So you might have grabbed, oh no, you said a lower number. Okay, I don't know how you got yours then. But 408.52 comes from the meat of the candle close of the candle from April 8th, 2021. Sorry, I was like trying to breathe at the same time. April 8th, 2021 is where you said, sorry, 408. I just have 406.60, 408.50. That jumps up to 411.50. I could probably grab 410 right here, but I just kind of think of that regardless. So there could be a halfway point here that you could grab, I guess, technically, but 410 is kind of that next level above. Psychological numbers you guys should just kind of have in your head regardless of where you are in the chart. If you're breaking out above on a chart, you're breaking above $5. Where should your next target be? You know, let's say you have a target at $9. Okay, well, what about $7.50? Okay, think about like a quarter, 25, 50, 75, 100. These are psychological numbers. So if you see the same thing here, where it's a flat number, like a flat whole number, or a number that ends with 0, I would genuinely take that as a serious level, not just as a random number on the screen. So also add those two. I wouldn't add them as like a level, like just start throwing up levels left and right that are just a psychological. I would just keep them in mind. But if throwing them up on your chart helps as well, be my guest. Because right today, you need to remember that 407.50 is a key level. 410 is a key level. 405 is a key level. We have 3 psychological numbers on the screen today. So if you want to add that, be my guest. I'm going to keep it plain so we can keep the chart clean. And yeah, if you are in here and you're not a YouTube member and you want to become one, you can click the link at the top of the YouTube member or the YouTube comment section. There should be a link at the top that I have pinned the thing or whatever the hell this is called. So feel free to check out that click on that link. But yeah. But I'm curious to test it because I've heard rumors it destroys your viewership if you do them. So in terms of like YouTube members joining, I'll have a ton of them join. But in terms of people who are not YouTube members, apparently there's a rumor that you'll have less people join, which that actually seems to be the case this morning because we only have less than 120 people in here. Normally there's like almost 200 of you in here right before open. So I could see that somehow affecting it, but also it was just a 3-day weekend, so. And I don't really care about the viewer retainship as much. I know that my YouTube members got me. I know that no matter what, I'm going to have a small viewership, so I'm not really worried about growing too much. I'm really just kind of focused on who's here now. But I was curious to see what that would do or not. So I'm just giving you all the truth why I'm doing that today. But yeah, be sure to drop a like on the stream, though. Share this stream with your friends, regardless of them joining the channel or not. Happy to have everyone here. And if you do have a question, guys, and you're in the Discord, feel free to type in there. Also, I wanted to show you guys this. So, I get a lot of questions from different members of why did that drop? Why did that happen? Why is this doing this? I would generally check this website out every single day because your answers will be, or your questions will be answered. Your answers. So if you want to, here's a link to this website. I would click on the stock market update tab, and it gives you a really, really awesome insight on what's happening today. Why are things moving the way they are? What sectors are up the most? What are down the most? There's a beautiful website. And then you also have the economic calendar. So if you want to check this out, I think every Sunday morning it updates. So feel free to check that out once a week or a few times a week if you want to just remind yourself. But that gives you really good insight on what economic news is coming out today, which you can see that today and tomorrow there's actually not that much news coming out today. It's really not getting hot until Wednesday. But the market is kind of just digesting this morning what came out Friday. Regardless of being good or bad news, price has dropped. But somebody was saying I thought it was good news, and even though I know it's not, 'cause I know he's not trying to like target me or anything. There is a huge misconception of good versus bad news. Just because we had good news Friday doesn't necessarily mean we're going to have good price action. Price had to wait 3 days to finally get a reaction to that news, and now that they've seen that, it could also just be seen as buy the rumor, sell the news. We knew that news is coming out. We knew the market wasn't open, so it dropping actually isn't that crazy of an idea or of a scenario to happen. So I said good news versus bad news isn't always a single direction. Buy the rumor, sell the news is very real. Good news can make prices drop too. Don't get that twisted. Huge reason I don't look into the why as much. Focus on the levels. Good to be more aware of what's around the market and why, but every big move shouldn't have you guessing. Every single time we have a big move in the charts, guys, I shouldn't have to see you guys go, why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? Why don't you just focus on the fact that we're here and what do you need to plan forward? What is next? So I just want to let y'all know that. But I thought that was a really awesome kind of comment that someone had thrown out that I wanted to throw out to you guys. How's the music, by the way? Is it too loud or too quiet? What music? On point, good volume. Love the answers. I'm not gonna lie, with it having just YouTube members, even though it might be less people, it is so much easier to read. I also feel like I'm not saying people who are not members only ask dumb questions. I'm just saying that we do get a lot more earlier on questions when it's a non-YouTube member. So it's kind of nice to see that I'm not probably going to get asked as many of those questions today. So that is also a plus too. So there's some positives and negatives to this YouTube only thing. What's CPI? Yeah, break the trend for me, Sinful. Thank you. You won't have to repeat yourself 800 times. No, yeah. It's crazy though, like, and I'm not like, again, I'm not complaining. I love what I do. I love being here with you guys. Please do not take this that way. But there are some people where it's just like, it's kind of frustrating because you'll legit have some people, even after us uploading the lead test video and having that past video down here, this one, the first lead test video, and then you have the main lead test video now, and both have done really well. Both have really good explanations. If you have access as a YouTube member as well, or even in the Discord, you have access to my scalp trading series, where you've seen me grown from taking a couple losses here and there to only taking lead tests, and I was on a huge win. We did like almost 10 or 11 win streak or some shit like that, or 12. I can't even remember. But it just blows my mind. You'll have people be like, well, what's a better way to identify and trade them, though? It's like, what do you mean? Watch the video. Like, go practice them on your own. You know, don't instantly look at the market and go like, oh, crap, I don't know what to do now. Like, go review it. Go find some examples on your own. You know, if anything else in life, you know, you would already have that reaction. You should have no different reaction to the stock market. You know, if we're... plumbing example. Let's say we're all plumbing right now, and I ask you to go get me a wrench. Are you going to go grab me a freaking jackhammer? No, you're going to go grab me a wrench. All right? So in the stock market, let's say you're trying to get better at identifying the wrench. Are you just going to go start grabbing random tools? No, you're probably going to ask, hey, which one is this tool? And then you're going to try to remember that. And then over time, you're going to constantly get better at remembering, oh, that's the wrench. That's the same thing you do with the stock market. 1, figure out what's going on. 2, what's possible? What's the scenario in front of you? What do bulls want? What do bears want? But market's open, guys. It'll just be me here today. I'm doing a solo stream today. But how do you get those levels? Just kidding. No, that's the thing though, Pike. Like, I do still get those questions. Like, and again, I understand some people are super new. They don't understand what's going on with the community that we're in. That's totally fine. I get that. But to view the channel and be here for a bit and still ask me questions like that, that just shows to me you don't care, or that you're not actually attempting to try for yourself. You know, I can't help you if you can't help yourself. Is kind of where I'm getting at with this. It has nothing to do with if you're lazy or not. You know, you could be a little lazy and still be fine. That's totally cool. But don't sit there and completely not try at all and then complain or cry or bitch and moan and ask a million questions repeatedly just because now is the time that you want to be urgent, when you should have been that same level of urgency in the very beginning. Apple diving. I'm allergic to dumb questions because I'm a member. It's okay. Dumb questions are okay. It's when you ask a dumb question and you're not trying. A dumb, lazy question is what I'm not going to help you with. You can be completely new as you want. Ask as many questions as you want, but don't sit there and ask questions and not go look for yourself. Like, you know, and not go look. Because that's just counterproductive to the fullest extent. All right, Boo Rock clearly not listening. We're just getting sellers first few minutes, but I'm really not tripping because it's first 5-10 minutes. Just need to kind of watch and see what kind of price action's coming in. Rambo really wants 401. We'll see if Rambo gets his 401 or not. For Rambo to get his 401, he's going to need to see a break of previous day lows, which is this blue area here. 405, and then that could be a really good starting break for a 401 test. 400 would be the test, but 403.50, 402, 400.60, and then 400 flat, of course. That would be kind of the first area to look out for if Rambo wants his 401. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. 405.56 Rambo. And we're instantly going down to previous day demand. Are we going to get a Thursday's price action where they came down to previous low demand? Previous day's demand, which was kind of in this area. They came down to it to the cent. held it, built a higher low from it, and then they rallied the rest of the day. So I wonder, are we going to get the same thing again today, or are we going to break this and break that trend of buying the dip in the early morning? Very curious to see. What, B-Rock? I can't tell if you're asking a question or if you're just throwing that out there. What you want, bro? 406.11. Are you typing out current price? Is that Thursday? Where are you getting 406.11 from? You talking about this blue area here? No, yeah, I know you're asking. I understand that. I don't understand what you're asking. You said you don't have what line? 406.11, but I don't have a 406.11 either. If you're talking about this blue area, this is simply just highlighting Thursday's demand. That's all that's doing. I'm not actually adding the 406.11. This is just where an area of buyers could be present. If this is what you're referring to. I think that's kind of close to 406.11. This is the areas I've been adding, though, every day in stream. Nothing new. Okay, cool. It's just kind of like a secondary thing to look at. It's not really like anything crazy. Like the initial pullback on Thursday? Yes, just like that. Again, if you guys want me to open it back out, let's go to a different chart so I don't mess this one up. 5-day, 5-minute. Again, watch Friday's stream. This is kind of initially where we got all of this TA. Also, the zones video helps out too. But if you go from Friday's reversal, this is kind of where they hit their low of day, to the top of the last red candle, to the low of that green candle is kind of what you're focused on. Since that was where we reversed from end of day, and it's the low of day, so that would essentially be your previous day demand. You can see we kind of held that going into from Wednesday to Thursday, and now Thursday to today, we're doing the exact same thing, and it's the exact same story. It's just a different area. Oh, okay, my bad. Pike. Thank you for trying to help. Yep, CPI is coming. Economic reports and Fed speakers for the upcoming week. We have we have CPI, or core CPI, I should say, and then all the year-over-year numbers on Wednesday. And then, of course, we have the minutes from the FOM meeting, which, again, guys, minutes is not a live meeting. Minutes is a review of a meeting that they've already had. So it gives you a little bit of insight on what they're possibly keeping open for the next rate hike meeting or not, which they've already said multiple times there will be no cuts this year. So the best case scenario bulls can look forward to is a pause, which they've already said a pause might not happen this year either. You might just get a bunch of quarter point hikes, and then towards the end of the year you get your pause, or they just start easing lower. We'll see though. Again, that's really is like kind of a month over month thing you have to kind of progress with. You're not just going to instantly know what CPI is this month and then instantly go, oh, Fed's going to do this month. No, because we've seen tons of data change that. So I would just gently wait. I'm not really up to date with CBDC right now. And I really haven't been watching the dollar too much. It doesn't correlate with the equity market as much right now, which is another common a very common misconception. For a while, I was using it to help me with the equity market, kind of going towards like December of last year. It was super helpful, and then I'd say kind of like in October, going into the end of that December, you started to see a very very big discrepancy between this and the equity charts. They are still considered to be almost opposites, but not all the time. You will still see large swings to the upside on both of them, which again just shows how accurate they really are together. Which again, the essentially when the dollar goes up, equities go down. That's essentially the idea, but that isn't always the case. So that's another big misconception that people think, oh, they're perfect opposites. No, they're not. They're not perfect opposites at all. They're probably the closest thing, but they're definitely not perfect opposites. Good morning, J-Rod. How you doing, man? We're just vibing out. It's the first 10 minutes. We got about less than a minute before the end of this first 10 minutes. Be sure to drop a like on the stream, everybody. Just so in case you aren't confused, today is a members-only typing stream today. So if you don't have to be a member to be here, but to type you will have to be. So just letting you know that so you're not confused or think your YouTube's hacked or anything. Mel taking some SPX calls here. Not a bad risk-reward trade here because you're into that previous day demand. You might have to hold through a little bit of chop, but that is not a bad buy as long as you hold this area. If we end up losing this area, you have to assume sellers are stepping back in. Good morning, Shibu. My YouTube is hacked. I just didn't want people to confuse Noxta because I know for a fact if I opened up my YouTube and I saw something like that, I'd be like, what the heck's going on? So I don't want people freaking out. Oh yeah, I ain't worried, Noxta. I ain't worried. Actually, if you look over at the far left of the chart on the last rally they had multiple soldier patterns pop up. So a lower open to a higher close is actually a very common occurrence on the BABA daily chart. So keep a lookout for that. When I saw that, that's why I wasn't as scared first. Plus, BABA doesn't move with SPY, so it's not like it's just reacting because of SPY. It's most likely moving because of everything moving that way, not just because of SPY. So that's a good thing for us. Plus, I think I grabbed a pretty good expiration on that, so I don't think I'm as worried about that one. Let me go look. I already forgot. Yeah, end of April. We're looking great. So yeah, I'll probably try to hold that this week. See where we're at. It can be kind of tough, Noxta, but something that helps me stay in trades is just watching the daily candle. I really try my best not to watch those smaller time frames on tickers that I know I'm swing trading. It's very hard to do on SPY because I kind of have to watch SPY, but... I only ask because of the sheer amount of fear right now with the dollar crashing, so much confusion, hard to see what's really going on. China prepping for World War III around Taiwan. Pretty good buyers stepping in on that previous candle with the hammer. The first candle of the day was more of an indecisive candle. Second candle is more of a bullish hammer. Third candle is kind of just an excrement of that bullish candle, retesting today's open. So we'll see if they can break today's open, break today's 90 EMA, maybe just get a slight move up, and then maybe we can see if we get a seller move down to hold this as a higher low, and then see if we can get a better base build move. This really is playing out like Thursday so far, though. Dip, rip, we'll get a little bit of a dip, we'll get a better hold of a higher low of that first dip, and then we'll hopefully get a rally after that. If not, though, we have to assume some consolidation is going to occur, and then a break below of previous day demand, so keep an eye on that. Jesus, Pike. But yeah, but be sure to drop a like on the stream, guys. It does help out the channel a ton. Helps other people see these streams. Definitely appreciate that. And as you guys can see, I did keep the sector watch list there. Do you guys prefer it like this, or do you want it in order of weights? Because I've been kind of preferring it like this, where I can see what's up the most, what's down the most. And since I have pretty good memory of what weighs the most, it kind of helps me. But essentially, though, this is the order you want to see them in: tech, healthcare, discretionary, banks, industrials, comms, staples, energy, utilities, base. And then, of course, to see what's up and down the most, we can just click that. But energy is actually up the most today, which isn't that crazy. Energy is a bullish sector, and 2, it's not that heavy of a sector, so you're not going to see much green from this on SPY. Same goes for industrials, which that's probably where you're seeing the green on SPY right now, is industrials pumping. Base also getting a good move, but like I just showed y'all, this is how much they weigh. So industrials pumping is a good thing. Energy doesn't weigh that much. Base doesn't weigh that much either. So you're not going to get much reaction from this. You will get a little bit of reaction from this. So now the thing to look out for is, will tech get that buy reaction? Will discretionary or healthcare get that buy reaction? Discretionary is tech is not. Healthcare is sideways. Financials are getting it. Comms are not. They look like tech. So comms and tech. XLC, XLK, XLC. But I want to see y'all getting a lot better at sector analysis as well. It's not really in terms of like every 5 seconds you have to be watching one of these. No, but it is good to just be aware of what is moving around you. Apple's not helping. Good call out, Boo Rock. That's my boy. Yeah, good rejection. They're now down against 160.50s. And that makes sense, because as you guys just saw, we just saw XLK was doing nothing. This is the Apple Microsoft chart. Nothing is going on there. So they should just be either a slow fall or a consolidation to the right. You definitely need to improve your sector watching. The only way to improve it, and this is kind of what I say for a lot of things, so you guys are probably getting old of hearing this, but the only way to get better at anything, for the most part, in my opinion, when it comes to the stock market, is viewing it yourself. Reviewing it, finding examples of it, and reviewing it over and over and over and over and over again over time. You're never just going to look at something that's perfect one time and instantly know it forever. You're going to have to look at something that makes sense over and over and over and over and over until it starts to make more sense in your head over time. But trust me, over time, definitely super helpful. Plus, it's just good to know that information. I wouldn't really say it's something you need to know to be profitable. I would just say it's something that you need to know to be aware, because a lot of the market is connected to this exact sector right here. You know, so if you're going to be watching SPY, it's good to know that it's made up of 12 sectors, 11 of which that are identified as tech all the way through real estate. You know, in base materials, utilities, energy. It's just good to know what is what. And then it's also good to know is which one is the most important. Tech is definitely your far most important. They're well over a quarter of SPY. So if they're falling, there's a good chance SPY is falling. If healthcare, second heaviest, is also falling, there's a good chance SPY is down. You know, so it's just good to know those kind of things. You can see healthcare and tech both selling off. You're seeing that reaction instantly. That's what I like about sector analysis. It's just good to see how this works instead of just thinking it's a bunch of numbers randomly popping up. No, now you know what's actually happening. So we got a good kind of just slow seller at open. We got a good buy reaction from that, you know, big sell-off, and now we've just got a little bit of a seller reaction after re-breaking today's open. This is completely normal price action. You gotta think about it too. Like, if you just fell over, you're drunk at a bar, you're not just gonna instantly get up and start dancing. No, you're gonna be a little discombobulated. You're gonna be a little, you know, out of it. You're gonna need to, you know, grab something, get your footing. That's what price does. When price takes stumbles like this, it has to get its footing again. It has to get its grip. So think about that. Anytime you guys see price rally really nice or stumble really well, quickly or over a very short period of time, remember that they also have to get their footing. Financials turned green for a second. 3 small candles after a bigger one on healthcare. Pretty good paced selling on tech. Discretionary getting more buyers. Financial slowed down again. It's going to be a tough 20-30 minutes of SPY at open today. You could do a lead test on this, Braden, but in my opinion, it's not really fair to grab this as your drop and then this breaking your trend, because this is the first 10 minutes, so it's very, very aggressive. But essentially, yes, you could be looking at 179.08, 178.40 for a potential rejection here. If you see them invalidate and close over this, watch for it close over 179.50 in today's open. You could see them actually rally a little bit higher. But yes, you are not wrong. Good way of looking at that. I personally don't like grabbing them that early, though. I'll be honest with you. Like, that didn't once occur to me on SPY, just because I don't like that it's the first 10 minutes. You know, you have all this drop that we're not accounting for in that fib as well, so it's not really fair in my opinion. But you are looking at it the correct way. Apple, Microsoft definitely not helping 100%. Them in healthcare, honestly, discretionary was trying to help. They got weak again, and comms got weak again too. So it's a lot of your major sectors not helping out today right now. So that makes it easier for us to keep track of. Looks like a 30-minute candle day. Oh, 100%. It definitely is that. Any day where you think price needs to get its footing or a chart needs to get its footing, it's a 30-minute day. That's for sure. And you'll find yourself saying that a lot during this news-driven market is, oh, today they need to get their footing. You'll catch yourself saying that a lot. Prices don't know what they want. Nobody has a clue on what's going to happen a year from now. So does that really make it fair that you need to somehow come up with some sort of analysis for a year out from now? No. The top economists in the world have no idea what's going on. Oh yeah, good call on an AMD lit. That is a beautiful breakout so far. Very indecisive candle, nice push. Looks like from this push of today's, breakout, this like moving candle here, you see they actually went down with this long wick, kind of like in the first candle, and came all the way back down to the golden pocket of that first push. So it kind of sucks ignoring pre-market gave you that information, because that makes it a little bit riskier, but very beautiful retest on those wicks there. Good mention, Lalit. Mel's got his game plans today. Yeah, not touching until after 10 a.m. for sure. D-touch, IWM strong. Looking a lot better for bears. Low volume, though, so no break of any support yet. Again, you should see complete bullish control as long as this blue area holds as support. If they lose this, you should expect some very indecisive trading or even sellers taking over. Be sure to drop a like on the stream. It helps out the channel a ton. Thank you guys for almost 90 likes. Appreciate you all. And yeah, 10 minute, it's complete seller control. What's everyone looking at so far? We can go through some weights if you want. Apple's fighting around 160.50s. This is a very big key area for them. They have a nice hammer on the 5 minute, but that's all they have. And to get some follow through back up to that 90 EMA for any buyers to really step in. AMD holding up very well, actually, and I would assume this is because of all the semiconductors being so weak over the past couple weeks, even more so than the overall market. So it's nice to see them getting a buyer reaction today, but nothing crazy. They haven't made new highs or anything. Microsoft has completely sold off all the way to 285 under that 289.60s. They broke 287.40s after that. 285 is your next key level. Nvidia kind of just holding base. It isn't really like its counterpart AMD, where AMD's kind of built a little bit of a rounding move and they're back up to the 92.18 level. They're only down about a third of a percent. Nvidia is down almost 3 times that, but they also still holding base. They look like they could also get that pop move, so you could be seeing Nvidia do a late move after AMD. I see Amazon's also got a nice little curling move up. We'll see if they have enough strength to not just touch 90 EMA, but surpass 90 EMA and get past 100.65. Tesla building inside of itself under 90 EMA, but also holding above a really nice hammer above 176.70. So that's kind of your range for Tesla right there. Google down 2% on the day in the comm sector. Looks like they broke under today's open after the first 20 minutes, broke 106.50 and made their way to 106 flat. Watch for a hold of 106 for them to try to retake and push towards today's open. A push over today's open and today's highs could be the breakout. Google needs to move higher. A continuation can happen as long as they stay under today's open. Meta also in the comm sector, they took a nice steep dive. They have just now started producing a hammer, very low volume. Nothing really holding them up right now at 211s, but watch for 211s for a continuation down. And Netflix also had a nice little steep dive this morning. They're still holding above their previous day lows. Bunch of weak sectors right now, though. I see Boeing did what I was talking about last week. Talked about it possibly getting back up into this area of supply. Again, from that high to that open, we created an area of supply there. And after price had hit this once and we took a little bit of a dip, I assume we were probably going to come up in at 215. So we'll see if we end up getting that or not. But we could be looking for new highs on them above 220. So I'm just kind of keeping BA on watch in the background. It's just nice to kind of follow a chart. And yeah, IWM 0.4% green. You're not wrong. Whoever said that, IWM is holding up their end of the bargain. That's small cap sector. Q's holding well below previous day open. Let's see, how far is XOK and triple Q off? Yeah, here's Q's. They just broke under yesterday's open. And now they're kind of under like a halfway point of that. If you go to XOK, which is kind of I call it the more accurate triple Q. You can see they also took a dip under it in the same exact minute. Got a hammer. Now they're just kind of fighting under it. So it's kind of a key level for tech on all sides. Q's, XOK, no matter what you watch. And we got a break under the 90 EMA again, so this could bring in more selling pressure. In the same sense, you could be seeing more buying pressure as long as we hold this blue area. So basically, as long as we hold 90 EMA underneath and break under today's open, there's a good chance they want to keep fading this to the downside, that is. I also saw banks go back red. Industrial slowed down. Energy finally producing a red candle. And base also slowing down. So some of our very few green sectors all turned red again. And some of our red sectors that were trying to slow down have gone even more red. So if anything, SPY should be dropping more here very soon. See if they hold demand or not. Hey, thank you guys for 100 likes on the stream. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you guys again. I really am happy that a lot of people like to support someone like me, because I'm not one of those guys that'll sit here and say, hey, buy this, sell this, buy this. I'm not here to give signals. That's not what I'm here for. I'm on my own journey just like you're on your own. We have almost 500 videos on the channel. It's getting crazy around this channel for real. If SPY drops, we play the lead test 100%. JLab, what do you mean in terms of like how much they weigh in terms of how much they weigh on SPY, or in terms of how much weakness or strength they have in the market that day? Because right now I'm kind of doing both of those right now. Right now you see the weights in order, and then if you click percent change, you can instantly see what's the strongest, what's the weakest. Right now we have tech as the weakest, energy is the strongest. So that answers both questions. But yes, there is a way. How much they rank on SPY? Yes, you can see it right here. You can also click SPY on your chart and then click Analyze at the top left. It'll take you to this page, and you can instantly see what sectors are there. And I know they don't look like the XLs, but trust me, this is what you want to look at. XLK is this sector here. You can see tech is almost 29% of SPY. So you can see it's actually almost a third. I was saying a fourth. It's actually closer to a third. So you can see tech is kind of something not to ignore. Healthcare, even though it's the least popular sector and you might not trade it a bunch, you can't ignore it. Consumer discretionary, financials, comms. Comms finally got back above industrials. They were under them for a minute there. But that's how you can do it. Click on Analyze on your tab and you can view it. AMD still doing really well. Apple, Microsoft weak. Nvidia weak. Amazon holding. Tesla holding. Google weak but still holding. Meta almost a new low day. Netflix trying to build up. Banks are building up. Energy is building up. Healthcare is building up. No problem. They used to get on my nerves a lot too, JLab, and I used to always just, it's not even about making more money or trying to get rich off of this information. It's just nice to know that information. You know, it's not even about trying to get anything out of it. Just like being aware. But that's the best way to be aware. You try, and like I said earlier when I was covering that exact topic, you know, don't get discredited if it's, you look at it and it's confusing at first. Like it's going to be. It's going to be very confusing. But over time, as you look at it more, it shouldn't be. It should be used as information grabbing. Right now, getting a buy reaction off of demand again. We'll see if this holds up, see if they get some continuation. Like I said, if we do get a hold of this, a pullback and a second pump, you could look for that second pump to try to hold these new highs. And if so, that could be your buyer move to the upside from demand. That might be your base build move right there. I hate to say it, 'cause it's as ugly as it is, but that's essentially your base build move right there. I would say buyers are in control as long as you hold this blue area again. I'm not liking that push though. There's no new high. They're perfectly at the high of day. That is what needs to break though. Industrials green, financial just turned green again. I see tech slowed down again, so they're not selling off as hard. It's a very risky early buy, but I do like that base build. Mel, I know you're excited. My bad, Cheech. I just saw you ask that. No, I have not taken any. Good job, Mel, posting your review. Good job. Who is this? Oh, Wag. My bad, your name didn't pop up at first. Good job, though, Wag, posting your trade review already. $1 loss on one of the fills. Oh, you went for the first lead test today. Okay, nice. And yeah, you can see Wag's trade is a perfect example of kind of what I was talking about. How many screens am I working off? I have one for my chart, one for Discord, one for YouTube, which on that screen it also has OBS, Spotify, a bunch of other things that I pull up in the stream here and there, like news or stuff like that. But for charting though, just one. This screen that you're seeing me stream right now is the one screen I have for a chart. Another common misconception is that you need a bunch of screens to be really good at charting. Will it help? Yeah, I think having more screens would help in terms of information and not having to look over at a million things. But can also kind of get annoying. So you might find yourself being a simplistic one like me and you just like having one chart or one screen for it. It is kind of nice to have extra screens though, because you can have your other screens display like weights and stuff, just information, while one screen like this one you could actually be like tinkering with and messing with. What's up, Wag? It's just me today. Good morning, though, Wag. Glad to have you. Sorry about all the questions, finding your trading helpful. No problem, JLab. Don't say sorry about that, man. If I don't want to answer your question, I'll just keep going on, man. If I'm not in the mood, I'll just move on. Feel free to ask as many questions as you like, man. Want the gap cover 4090? We'll see if we get it. I like this guy's name. His name is Dumb Genius. felt that one. Yep, new high of day, King Carnage, great call out. We'll see if it holds though. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab some water. Y'all better not throw a party without me. Somebody watch the kids. Alright, I'm back and literally nothing happened. Alright, well, they held the new high of day. This could be where they launch from, so be very careful that they're going up to hit 408.50s. 407.50, my bad. 407.50 is a psychological number. I forgot we talked about that. 10-minute 9 EMA. That's what we were talking about earlier. They did get above it with rising volumes. So that's a good sign. I would be curious to see if of that candle, like the meat of it, as long as they hold 406.40, 406.50, that should be a good push. If they lose that, that could be bad though. Make sure you guys have a water. How many hours of screen time would you guys say you give your charts? Regardless of it being live market open or markets closed and it's at night. You know, regardless. How many hours of screen time would you say you give your charts a day? Oh, and I just dropped something. I never feel like it's enough. At least an hour, maybe 2. That's good. Probably like 4 on average. Not bad, not bad. Yo, Darren, welcome to the channel, dog. Like I say to everyone who joins the channel, be sure to check out the members only section. If you are a YouTube member, you have access to all of this. The scalp trading series, live trading series, the scalp log, the YouTube server, which is really just extra information, but tons of awesome info in there. Spy updates every week, so hopefully you enjoy that. But glad to have you on board. 2 to 3, my girl Spy all day. She has my streams plus about an hour and a half extra. If you're doing streams and you're doing more, you're insane, and I love it. All day plus after hours 2 to 3. Damn, Candace, okay. 6 a.m. till 4:30, legend. I was just curious to see how much screen time you guys get. Don't wear yourself out, but at the same time, don't get lazy. Don't wear yourself out though. That could definitely be a big thing. You'll see. You'll feel it sometimes. You know, right now you might not, but over time you start to trade more. You'll feel it. But yeah, good job, Candace, for real. Candace is the chart. Keys above the previous day open now as well. Great call out. Like 25 hours a day at least, otherwise you aren't trying hard enough. Right now, 4 to 6 during trading hours, 2 to 3 after hours. New to this and going to learn more. Totally fine. That's awesome. I was just curious. It's not like a single correct answer or anything. Everybody's different. Some people might only need an hour or 2. Some people might only need 10 minutes, while some people need 10 hours. You know, everybody's different. Good job, Mel. 5 to 8 Shack. Nice. So, I guess I do the stream. I guess to answer y'all's question, I do the streams, and then I watch it for pretty much most of the day. There's days where I'll sit here by myself, and I'll just sit here and watch the chart the entire day, all the way till close. And then there's a couple days during the week where I do most of that, and then I get to kind of like the end of the day, I'm just like, you know what, I already took my trades, I'm probably not doing a swing, or maybe I'm already in a swing, and then I just call it for the day. But yeah. And then after hours, I try to not look at it as much because of how much I look at it during the day. Just not wear myself out. It's weird. Like, trading's weird. Like, it's like, all right, get really good at charting. Get really good at, like, visualizing how you want to see the price action. All right. And then it's like, after doing that over so many, you know, odd days or weeks or months, now it's like, all right, now start to try to figure out what variations of price are you seeing around these levels. And then it's like, all right, now try to narrow down of those variations, which one do you like the most, and try to optimize an entry within that variation of how price is reacting to whatever level. You know, it's a weird, like, 2 step forward, 1 step back, 2 step forward, 1 step back. It's like a very, very slow grind forward, but it's worth it every bit of the way there. Regardless of what your stopping point is, you're making 10 green trades in a row, or trying to make this like not really a side job, but more of like a side hustle where you're not really trying to get rich from this, but you want to make a little bit of extra cash. That's awesome. I think that's perfect. That's how a stock market should be used as a tool. I wouldn't sit here with the goal of getting rich. Yo, good job, Tulip. He got an easy 13% gain on QQQ puts to the downside. Great job. And he posted his trade review already. Beautiful work. Good job, Mel, on your SPX long. Good job, Boo Rock. Nice. Got some SPY and GM in there. Everybody's freaking out because AMD's blasting. Nvidia reacting as well to that. Back to your question, I watched the charts 7 a.m. till 6 p.m. analyzing my trader after hours. Good stuff. Just don't overwork yourself. But I'm very happy to hear a lot of you guys take this serious and are applying multiple hours a day to not just trying to get rich. Again, your goal should be to be comfortable, to be able to view your charts without freaking out. TSM got hammered on Taiwan China news. And they reported a March revenue decline, which, yeah, duh. Expecting revenue drops on that. No, I've not talked about that. The only thing I've talked about semis today, Vanessa, is that they're probably going to have not as bad downside for a little bit just because they've already been experiencing a lot of downside recently, even more aggressive than the overall market. So even if it's not bad news or good news comes out, you're going to be seeing moves like this just because of they've been selling off very nice. But news-wise, no, I can't look around for you, though. I'm sure it has something to do with just chips in general, though. You're never gonna see news that's on AMD only affect AMD, so be very careful with that too. Plus, TSM going down could also be a great thing for stocks like Nvidia and AMD. So there could also just be multiple reasons too. It's not always just one single catalyst or one single factor every time. Sometimes it can also be multiple combining factors that help lead it. But could this help out SPY? We'll see. AMD and Nvidia possibly helping out SPY try to hold over very, very important areas. This could be your passive move for longs here, even after that very nice hammer popping up. Arm. Samsung cut their production. Oh, nice. Very, very cool. SPY lead test 1 minute. There is no lead test yet. No, yeah, Mel's right. There's no lead test yet. I mean, I guess there's like a tiny one here, but I don't see this as like a break of trend because there really isn't a trend here. It's just basing. That'd be like saying this was a lead test. Then it failed. Held it. Pushed higher. Now they're failing that and they're pushing back down. You know, it's just like I said this morning. Price is just getting its footing. Careful on your setups this morning. It's been the first hour and we're just still basing. Now you're good, peoples. I was just speaking what I thought, what I think about it. You know, I could be wrong too. Not right all the time. Not perfect. I like threw my arm out of place. That hurts. You guys ever go work out or anything after you're done trading, or do you ever go work out during the week at all? Definitely has helped me out a ton with kind of the thought process of things, like just kind of keeping a clear head. I would definitely say going and working out, or even just a quick jog definitely helps out a ton. Make sure y'all get y'all's exercising as well. Don't just sit there all day. Go get something done. Do 12-ounce curls count if that's all you can do. I'm not gonna hate. Usually work out before trading. Definitely nice. I haven't tried that too much yet. I'd have to see how that would affect me, but I bet it'd make me a lot more calm, probably. Even more so. Yes, sir, every day after trading. Awesome. Very happy to hear that. Good. Get your exercise in. Very happy to hear that. What's the point of being a good trader if your health is in completely dog shit shape? So, take care of yourself. And by 12-ounce... No, I thought you meant alcohol. I just... I mean, drinking Bud Lights. Hey, man. That is a lot of water weight. Ha 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 ha. Get it? Because Bud Lights are like all water. It was a joke. Bad joke. Very indecisive here at 406.50s. Feels like it's been like 3 hours, but it's only been an hour. It hasn't even been an hour. I'm kind of jumping ahead of it. There's still a few minutes left before the hour even hits. I got gym class at 11. Nice. Cheech, are you in school? I'm assuming. Said gym class, like high school or college? Same, I meditate in the morning and gym after. Awesome. Never tried meditating, but I've heard amazing things about it. Holding open price. They're fighting right now. Good call out, Evis. High school? Okay, cool. I'm not judging. I was just curious. You said gym class, so it got me thinking. Shout out to you, though, man. Fucking looking at the stock market in high school. You're ahead of me. I didn't care about the stock market when I was in high school. I didn't even know. I didn't even think about it. Never crossed my mind one time. There's definitely one thing I would have changed back then is better financial education. Because when you're growing up in certain areas, they don't teach you that shit. Like, it's not even apparent to you. Like, it's not even like, oh, I need to learn this. It's not even that apparent to you. Like, oh, I might need this for like taxes in the future. Or just knowing things just in general is good. And they don't teach that in a lot of different areas, to be honest. It's not made like a big sense of urgency type thing. But if I could go back and grab 16, 18-year-old me, I'd slap him. And I'd say, dude, get your shit in line. I'd tell past me, hey, man, you don't need to get rich. Take your time. You're 15? Yeah, see, I'd strangle 15-year-old me. I'd tell him, hey, man, you're being lazy. You don't know anything. I'd be like, bro, quit football. Get into finance. Same, dude, same. Yeah, I mean, it's whatever. So that's why you got to make the best of what time you do have, regardless of how old you are. Because some people might be in here thinking, like, you know, that are like 40, 50, 60. Some people might be in here thinking, like, damn, I wish I would have started earlier. You know, there's people who are as young as me saying that, you know, so everyone's thinking that. You can't get that time back. Focus on what time you do have, and focus on how to allocate that time to better yourself on the stock market or however else you're trying to progress. Imagine compounding gains at 15, retired by 30. Oh, bro. Just go work for like 20 years and just put every cent you possibly can into any stock you can find. No, not any stock, but good tech stocks would be cool. Wish I had better mentors in my teens. Same, man, same. Some of us had many mentors. Some of us had nobody. You know, everyone's different too. So that's another cool thing about a community, is there might be people who don't have mentors, or people who had different, you know, lives growing up compared to others, and then kind of combining heads together in the chat and kind of just coming up with ways of growing and helping each other out. All right, well, we broke today's open on that 5-minute candle. Oh, somebody for chat, they were asking. Personally, though, I don't like how early this is for a lead test. This isn't anything significant. They broke today's open. That's literally it. Did not break the base. The base is still intact. The demand of previous day, still intact. There's no reason to sit here and say sellers are in control yet. There's also no reason to be sitting here saying that bulls are super strong here. All they've done is hold support, but they really haven't gone too far from the support yet. So we'll see if they're finally getting that move here. Totally fine, Carnage. Don't beat yourself up. Good review. Be sure to drop a like on the stream if you guys are in here. Appreciate you guys breaking over 100 likes. It does help out the channel a ton. I appreciate all of us working together to grow this channel as a whole. My stock market mentors were participating in Bueller activities, so that's why I had no interest. Damn, I'm 18 and I'd be feeling old sometimes. Life has barely begun. Dude, it really has. You're really so young still. Don't take that as a bad thing either. Take that as an advantage. I think at first when you hear that, me too, you know, at first when you hear that from somebody, you think, oh, they're just saying that because they're older and I'm younger and blah, 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 you know, same old bullshit. But I promise you, that's an advantage. The fact that you're younger, the fact that you're a little bit more aware than I was or we were at that age, that's great, dude. You should be completely taking advantage of that. But also at the same time, think about it as a time game. So if you spend 5, 6, 7 years in the market, is that a lot? Not really. 10, 15, 20, 30 years, now you're starting to add some stripes to your belt. But just remember that. Even after 5, 6, 7 years in the market, you are still considered young. So that kind of puts it into perspective. Honestly, I should be surprised that the chart is just basing today. There's no data today. Everyone is waiting for... Or you said shouldn't be. Okay, that made more sense. Hey, there you go, Divert. Just getting the thought process of what's possibly going on today behind the price action. That's another great thing as well. Not beating myself up. I like the play. Just hope for a break of the open and didn't get it. Well, I'm happy you stuck to your plan, really. It's nice, man. Really, it is getting a plan in place and sticking to it, regardless of the win or the loss. It still feels good afterwards because you're like, well, at least I stuck to what I planned, and that's something we always have struggled with in the very beginning of our trading is sticking to something we talked about beforehand. I know what you were doing when you were 18, Leland. You were filming Lords of Dogtown. You know, since you're the star of the movie. Lords of Dogtown Surfing Edition. I don't know. It's what I think of every time I think of like Leland. Lord of Mischief. Are they going to give us the pump finally? We've had no waves for weeks. Oh, damn. I've never been surfing, but if I ever go surfing, I'll have to go surfing with Leland so I can learn from the pro. The only surfing I've done was on this like one big like ship this one time. They had those like one of those like water machines, those like super expensive machines where it like shoots out a shit ton of water and you're like you can like kind of glide up against it. That's the most surfing I've done. And that's really just balancing practice. I would not call that surfing. But I thought that was pretty cool. It'd be really cool to get one of those in the backyard or something. I'm rusty. Fish out of water out here in Arizona. Dude, for real. A flow rider, dude. A flow rider? I'd totally want to buy one. South California BB Surf Sesh. Ooh. Don't tempt me. Here, let's see. How much are these flow riders? Oh, these look expensive. Standalone. Residential. Okay, here we go. Yeah, residential. Oh god, there's like all kinds of different styles. Oh my god, some of these are $450,000. Some of them are like $5 million. Some of these are expensive. Holy lord. I'm a year older than Flow Rider. Dude, yes, I'm not gonna lie. When I typed in Flow Rider, everything that popped up at first was just Flow Rida, the rapper or artist. I guess he's not a rapper. Alright, but yeah, Spy New High of Day. Looks like they did hold that retest so far. That's the next higher low. So they have kind of a double bottom base here, and then they have a higher low built on it. So you could just see a very slow higher low trend start towards 407.50, 408.50. Baba taking a dive. Nice. I'm like over here muting my mic trying to wake my dog up so she's not snoring on the mic. You know, none of you have commented on it, but I've left the same song playing the entire morning. Maybe I'll just really like that jazz. I was really waiting for one of y'all to be like, have we been listening to the same song for over an hour? Yeah, it is a vibe. That's probably like the best song on that entire playlist. The jazz took you away, Leland. Thank you guys. Almost 120 likes on today's stream. Very, very impressive. Highly appreciated. I was going to say every time I come back, it gets to the same song. Even more confusing when you walk away and come back. That's funny. Alright, let's see. Are they going to pump us again, or are we just going to keep slowing down here? Or maybe we like your commentary better. Now you're just being kind. Alright, so we're just really getting like footing price action, really. And like, really what that means is like exactly what I'm saying. You know, price took a heavy fall. Instead of falling more or rising instantly, there's a third option of grabbing their footing or getting a grip on where they are on the chart. Sometimes that can give you a high, lower high. You just squeeze like this for hours on end. Sometimes it can be done at an angle too. You can do all of this, but to the upside, to the downside. And it's really just price getting its footing to see who has control here. So far, bulls have control, but it's not by a whole lot yet. Nox's message is actually pretty funny. He said, "Spy be like," and then he added the Pepe lick. The Pepe lick is hilarious. Oh god, there's a lot of Pepe in here. Pepe Saber? Pepe riding? Pepe credit card? Pepe lick. That's seriously one of the better Pepes. Peep Pepe. Goon poop. Oh, goon pop. I read that backwards. We got a couple good pops. It's just not really getting much continuation, much follow through afterwards, which very highly expected. Can't sit here and just instantly think that, oh, price isn't falling, well, it must be flying then. No. There's an in-between scenario. Alright, so it looks like you had like an instant retest from that drop, low lit, but since then they built a good base of that low, a good higher low, another good higher low, and it's kind of like SPY. It's just like, even though we're down, it's trying to build up, kind of where it fell from, so it's very slow price action. Again, that's just me grabbing a fib from this high of day down to the low of day just to see, of this move, how much have we actually retaken, and we've pretty much just retaken halfway of it. Really good retake right here, though, on this candle. Not much to look at there, though. They really just have fallen from previous day lows, and they're kind of fighting underneath it now. Google getting some buyers, Meta getting some buyers, and Netflix got more buyers. I would look for the comm sector to continue getting less red. You see, they're actually fighting back towards today's open. Tesla, Amazon are both kind of in the same exact seat. Nvidia, AMD both are still doing really well, and that's helping Microsoft and Apple build some base and build higher. So you guys might be seeing the beginning of a lot larger of a move to the upside on SPY right now. It's just going to take some time, like I said earlier. That should know. My back should know. My back should know. It looks like we're getting a 920 EMA cross here soon, so maybe this will finally take us up higher. We'll see. We shall see. Good EMA combination as well. 920 or 820 or 921 or 8 and 21. Those are all really good combos. Third trade SPY or SPX, sorry, 27%. Good job, Mel. Thank you guys for almost 125 likes. That were amazing. I still like Apple. I still like the semis. I still like Microsoft. Amazon and Tesla doing really good as well. What's holding us down? What's really stopping us from launching? We saw tech pick it up. Healthcare needs to pick it up. Discretionary doing good. Financials are okay. They're not hurting or really doing any much right now. Comms picked it up. Energy is slowing down, which that was the strongest sector of the day from the get-go all the way to now. Base is also still, base materials is also still slowing down. But like I said, this could be the slow shift to a lot of the different sectors rechanging power, like tech, discretionary, financials, comms. It'd be really nice to see these carry us up higher instead of the weaker sectors. So we'll see who ends up doing that. So far it's tech, but we'll see. I'm also kind of just, even though I'm not marking, I'm kind of keeping my eye like on this general area here, kind of between today's open and this resistance here. Price kind of got up against with that hammer, because in that general area, if price keeps holding there, that's a very good sign. Price does want to try to move higher. It's a good short-term signal. Apple not looking too bad now. Base built about 160. Red candle still above 90 man 5 minute. Call out Pike. Good job, David. Good job, Deep. And good job, Mel, again. Good job, everybody, posting in trade results again. I love seeing that channel light up. It's not really the gains or the losses I'm looking forward to. I cannot wait to see what kind of trades y'all are trying to take, what kind of thought process you have within the trade. Helps me. It helps many other people in the chat. Helps yourself, too, because you're putting yourself out there, keeping yourself in check, making yourself, hey, go review, talk about why you liked it, why you didn't like it. Just joined the squad, $4.99 a month to eventual millions. No promises, no promises. But glad to have you, Casey. I don't know if you were here earlier when I had welcomed you, but I'll say it again. feel free to go over to the YouTube channel and check out membership section right here. This will pop up for you, and you can go through all of this. There's tons of information, videos, playlist. Today I actually need to go through that and tally how much information is in there, but there's a lot, so I hope you enjoy it, and I'm glad to have you on board, Casey. You guys really are awesome, because I opened up that YouTube membership thinking, you know what, I'm going to go hard on this. But in my head, I was kind of thinking, like, but I feel like not a lot of people are going to join it just because it's not that big of a channel. When, in fact, I was so wrong. A majority of you have joined it. Even with some of my gifting that I've done with the Friday streams here and there. So I think that's really cool. We got, like, there's like over 120 of you in the YouTube members. That's crazy. I never would have thought I could have gotten over 100 that quickly. And pretty much everybody who supports this channel every day, every week has already signed up. So I'm just beyond impressed. So thank you guys again. Maybe in the future we can do some cool little projects together, or cool little ideas together. Maybe I'll drop a post today on the YouTube member section, and I'll ask what is some content y'all would like to see, or what are some topics you'd like to see covered, and then y'all can all comment below that. And if there's nothing new you want covered, then you don't have to say anything. But I'll drop that today or sometime this week. Red candle closed green with rising volume. Oh, you're looking at Apple. Yeah, I'd keep eyes on Apple and Microsoft, and then kind of hesitate to go look at Nvidia and AMD to see when they finally reverse. But Amazon and Tesla both got a good push, trying to hold good areas. Google and Meta and Netflix. Yeah, every sector that I said that needs to try to like kind of just slow down and maybe build some base is building off of their base right now, which is a very good sign for bulls on the overall market. But overall, we are still down a very, very large amount from where we fell from. A lot of time left in the day, so it isn't really fair to say they have to take it here. They could bring us back down, keep us here for a couple hours, bring us up end of day. They don't have to do anything right now. So just keep your eyes on, or just be on watch. Be careful. IRL stream members meet up. It's a huge credit to the value you provide. Thank you, Vanessa. I appreciate you. Yo, thank you, B-Rock, for sharing the stream link on Twitter. I appreciate you. What is the 50% of pre-market knocks? What's the number? I could just turn my indicator on, but I thought I'd just ask you. Spy keeps wicking at the 9. Yeah, it's definitely a battle. I don't know who has control. It's pretty much bullish control from open, as long as they hold this area is kind of your thinking. And a bunch of areas I can go to is kind of like middle part of pre-market. I said 407.50 would be a good kind of in-between level to go hit. You have 408.50, previous day supply. So there's a couple levels above that could go hit, but at the same time, that doesn't mean we have to pump. That could also just mean we're going to consolidate in the lower half under that halfway point above the yesterday demand, or Thursday demand, sorry. I keep saying yesterday, but you know what I mean. 407.73 is my number. Okay, so 407.50 is actually not far off of that, then good. So 407.50 is a pretty good area, I guess. 407.50, 407.75. It's kind of an area where price could go up to, which they were very close already. Do you keep yourself to a max number of trades per day that you don't exceed? Yes, I don't go over 3. If you go over 3, you're crazy. Or you take anything you see that fits your system, no matter how many you've already taken. No, I pretty much only limit myself to certain trades, and I definitely trade under 3 times a day. There are those few occasions where it's over. Like, I think Thursday or Wednesday last week I took 4. But that was a very rare occasion. But no, keep it under 3. We actually had a huge discussion about this last week, too. Like I said, guys, I would seriously go back and watch some of the streams. I know they're a few hours long, but I'm not joking. Some of them have some insane lessons in them that I can't recreate unless I'm in the moment again. You know, like I can break things down again, but it's not gonna connect you as well as when it's in the moment. So feel free to keep asking questions, but I would 300% sure to go back and check out some of the streams. Even if it's only checking out the first 30 minutes, skimming through the middle of it and getting to the end of it where a lot of lessons or just kind of end of day discussion is had, you know, be my guest. But I would definitely check out as much of those as I can. I think a few of you have even said that you do go back and watch them. You just go back and watch them at like 2x speed or like 1.5x speed or something, just to get it at a faster pace, because those are super, super long. I don't blame anyone for complaining about that. There's definitely a lot of time. It's kind of hard to skim through hours and hours and hours of tens of streams now. I don't even know how many streams we've had now, too. I think we're getting close to 200 now. I don't even know anymore. I've lost count. Let's go see how many we got now. Well, since doing these, how many do we have? Alright, so public, since doing them public, there's 122 now, but we all know damn well that since doing them privately and going into public, we know that there's well over 150, because I did them for like 3 months, so we're probably close to 200 since doing these streams in general. Publicly, though, there's about 120 of them. And then there's super old ones from back in the day that... Honestly, I need to go through this and see what the hell I was talking about in those. I like that lowering volume. All I see is a higher high and lower high. Yeah, I mean, we're indecisive right now. Nobody has a clue. Apple's trying to get its footing. AMD just finished rallying. They're coming back. And Microsoft finished getting a nice push up. They're pulling back. Nvidia's probably doing close to the same thing. And I don't blame them. They just had a nice rally. So did Amazon, Tesla. So you could just be seeing a short-term slowdown before a better reversal up. Or you could be seeing a good reversal to the downside, so prices don't have to move anywhere for the next couple hours. By bringing us back down into range, it's another proving point. Ooh, coin did a really nice move. BA hit that 214 area. Rejected. And yeah, we'll see. Do they want to pull us down and bring us back into range and keep us here for a few hours? Do they want to make another move up higher and do another copycat move here and just kind of have another 30 minutes wasted? Ditto. SPY on the daily time frame, just really just getting a test of the 90 MA again. Just holding it. Nothing crazy there. Kind of a key level at 405, and then of course where the 90 MA is, which is about 405.50s. I think the ideal price action that a lot of people wanted to see is probably a push up to this area and then see a rejection to make new lows. I think that's the ideal price action everyone's looking out for on smaller time frames. And on the bigger time frames, it's like a whole nother story. You got to this time frame and it's like, I could see most people thinking that we're already at our lows and this is the pop that's coming soon. You know, you might have a couple small days in between, but a lot of people are probably thinking pop coming because there's no news really sitting here. So we'll see if a lot of people are gambling on CPI being bullish this week. We're gambling on the Fed minutes being bullish this week. It looks like that's what a lot of people are trying to bet on right now. We'll lose those supports, though. Even your biggest bulls are going to turn around. All right, let's see if we get this reversal again. This is a really big, a really awesome example, really, of why news coming out on a day the market is closed is never a good thing. I mean, we would have had to have already been down in the dirt for news to come out on a day the market's closed and us rise the next market day. Yeah, volume looks good. I'm not going to lie, volume does look good. Good eye creator trades. I do like the loweringness of it. Kind of adds to the effect of the chart so far. Was going to take calls at the bottom, but hesitated. Hey, at least you're being honest with yourself, though. Some people would be like, oh, that's not fair. You know, just complain. Instead of saying, I hesitated, that was on me. It just didn't pop up and I didn't like it as much, so I hesitated. Totally happens. It's a very normal reaction. Keep being honest with yourself. Trust me, that is your advantage. Because most people are not honest with themselves. when it comes to trading, at least. I'm not a psychologist. I can't tell you about other parts of their lives, but in trading, a lot of people like to lie to themselves because it makes them feel a little bit more comfortable in the moment. Afterwards, they're going to be hurting, but in the moment, as long as you lie to yourself, essentially you're telling yourself, I'm good, I'm safe, everything's great here, this is how exactly I want to see it, blah, 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 you know, and then you end up holding too long and your position goes so beyond red, you don't even want to talk about it. But that's how a lot of those big red trades start, is someone lying to themselves. So if you get into the habit of telling the truth to yourself, being honest with yourself, being disciplined, you know, reminding yourself who's in control, then you honestly should never have that problem. That's where a lot of big losses come from, too. Everyone's always like, oh, it's because of a bad trade, or maybe you gambled too much. And that sometimes is the case, you know, risk-reward. You just didn't have good risk management. You placed too much in a single trade. But there's also scenarios where you take big losses even when you didn't put too much in a trade. You know, you end up taking that big loss, and it's like, why did I hold so long? And a lot of the time it's just because you don't want to be wrong. You want to be right. You have to understand you're going to take good trade entries that end up being a loss. You have to understand that, you know, so... just think about that moving forward. Anybody, not just creator. I'm talking to everybody at this point. Well, looks like I was right. We are getting another one of those moves again. Now, will they make a new high, though? That's the question. Because they keep making these new highs, and they go just a little bit more, and then they slow down. If a lower high is made here, this might not be looking good. I mainly focused on these anyway, the weights, because this is kind of what's brought us up. And you can see Apple actually has a lot of good upside opportunity there towards 160, 150, 162 area. AMD's already taken full control of that opportunity. Microsoft has a little bit of room. Past 287.50s, I can confirm higher. NVIDIA making a new high of day just now. Amazon made a new high of day. They popped over that today's open level we talked about, so they just need to hold over that. Tesla still building inside of that little Lee test we were looking at together. They got one good rejection of it, but they're back above, trying to fight above the golden pocket now. Google still holding off the higher low. Meta still holding. Netflix moved higher as well for a new high of day. So a lot of weights have actually moved higher, or looking like they want to build to try to move higher. So very, very slow moves, but looks like a lot of slow upticking moves right now for a lot of the major weights for SPY. Dave says, took quick scalp at the trendline support / higher low. Good job. Quick. Love it. Riding in that channel, 100% mark. Exactly. We're pretty much just riding in that channel. We're really not doing anything too crazy. But again, this adds to what I was saying earlier, getting footing, just kind of adding volume to this part of the chart. I said this morning, I wouldn't be surprised if in the first couple hours we're still under 30-40% volume. We've just now hit 20% of the average daily volume, and it's been a little over an hour and a half. So we'll see. You might not have the bigger move to the second half of the day, and by second half I really mean the last hour of the day, the last hour or two. How's everyone in the stream so far, though? Again, thank you guys for almost over 125 likes. I definitely am very excited about that. Appreciate you guys to the max. It's very amazing that I have a community that has the strong enough will to be here on a Monday morning after a 3-day weekend. So I'm honored. Glad to have such strong-willed people on my side. New Hive Day possibly showing up here. Oh, I clicked help on accident. Oh, by the way, that's a good screen, by the way. If you click help and you click collect garbage at the top right, it actually will make your TOS a little bit smoother if you have had it open too long. If you've had it open for multiple hours. Something I do before I get on every morning is I have it logged off. So at night, I'm logged in, I'm chilling, I'm charting and stuff. I log out. In the morning, I relog in again, so it's all reset again. Therefore, you're not running off the same storage, because then it'll make your TOS run slower. Work smarter, not harder. So far, though, my little guess or just kind of idea behind the market today is working. We are just getting a slow buyer up move from previous day demand. Just been slow buying. VIX is tanking. Great call out, Mel. Mel did say that would happen. Great job. Just chilling. Thank you, Candace, for answering. Appreciate that. Now's the time to go start checking out those weights. And it's like, oh, look, Apple's moving more. AMD's still up there. Microsoft's moving more. Nvidia made a higher high. Amazon's still moving. I went by it too quick, but Tesla's moving. So you see how it helped? If you guys were here paying attention, please give me a thumbs up or a yes that made sense. Because that was a very awesome breakdown. It was just taking so long. So if you were in a call, you probably didn't make too much on this entire chop up move. You probably took a lot of quicker in and outs like Mel was doing today, which that was another good example. Good job, Mel. Outside of that, though, I hoped a lot of those breakdowns helped you guys because a lot of those moves happened from a lot of these kind of selling off early, building base, which was reflected on the SPY chart with the indecision, the kind of boring price action a lot of us refer to, is just a lot of that basing price action, really. And then now you're seeing some of them recover. You're starting to see SPY recover just a little bit. So again, I'm not pointing this out in terms of like every time you see this buy calls. No, it's good information. It's good to be aware of what's actually moving SPY higher. Got my BAC early and done. Great job, Candace. It looks like a few of you guys get it. Great. Good. I just want us on the same page. It's not about using this to get rich. It's just good to know market awareness. Having market awareness is everything. Because most people right now are probably looking at this going, oh, it's because of AMD that we're going up. Because it's big green. It's like, AMD hasn't gone up in almost 30 minutes, dude. Apple's helping us. Microsoft's helping us. Nvidia's helping us. Amazon's helping us. Tesla's helping us. You know, so the general eye sees big green on AMD and thinks, oh, that's why we're going up. No, that has nothing to do with... That was a good starting one for tech to get some recovery. but this was down 0.90% when that started happening. They've already taken a third of that back almost. So it's a very, very good retake by tech so far. Today is a calculated day, though. So just kind of like for some reference, if you were to buy a 4100 call on the breakout, that was kind of that hammer, really. Let's just say that was your first breakout, because they kind of just built base here and then they finally broke above, or even just back here. You'd have a pretty good average going into where we are now, but you wouldn't be up a crazy amount on like on a same day, especially. Let's just use the same day for as an example. You wouldn't actually be up that much right now, because they're perfectly taking as much needed time on these drops as they can. So yeah, you're getting new pops, which is helping out your play, but at the same extent, they're damaging your play by having these slower reversals. So in turn, it actually is screwing a lot of these positions today, and Theta is actually winning today. It's like a calculated grind up to burn both calls and puts as much as they possibly can. How often does max pain hit? It shows at 409. It doesn't always hit. This isn't something that hits every day or even every week. It's just a number to keep in mind, because that's an area in which most options on the market will go worthless that day. So if you have let's say you have 1 billion options expiring today, and the max pain's 408.52, and we close right at 408.52. Well, that's where the most money could have stopped today, was there. Let's say we stopped at 408. Well, then there's a small percentage of money that actually got out without getting hurt. It's just a good thing to keep in mind. I wouldn't necessarily say it's something that is something to target or even aim towards. It's just something to keep in mind. So if you happen to see us close around that, or at the end of the day we're still fighting around it, you can just assume, oh hey, we're probably going to try and close around this, because hey, we're really not moving too much and this is the max pain. It looks like market makers want to keep us in an area where most money expires worthless. It's just good information. I don't have an exact stat on how often it hits. I just know it isn't something you should take into effect. That's definitely going to hit every day. For trade, I am done. Great job. The others are catching up. Exactly, Evis. You got it. Today, execution is crucial. 100%. That's why all I got was 9%. With that move, would have been 25-30. That's why I took it off. Good job, Mel. Being aware. Again, awareness. Stepping up. Smart Mel. Caught 20% on Apple. Gonna go lift now. Have a great day, everyone. See you later, peoples. I'm not far behind you. I caught a very, very small gain. It's because of the slow grind up. But not gonna complain. Just gonna be happy about it. Move on. Ooh, Noxta. Noxta, don't tell me. I'm gonna add a super reaction onto yours. Ooh, good job, creator, as well, posting your mental trade. I like that. Oh, and this other one. Nice. Noxta, 22% on the SPX call, though. Profits for you, man. Shout out to Noxta. Well, it looks like the first ever subscriber only, or not subscriber only, member only text chat worked out very well today. You guys were still super active. We had a lot of awesome questions, a lot of awesome updates by you guys, which again, I kind of expected. I think a lot of you guys are a little bit more mature. That's awesome. Yep, and still just lowering volume. But what level did we hit, everybody? I left my cursor there to cheat a little bit, but what level did we just hit? What level have I talked about all morning? Where are we calculated to at least test today? Just because of that drop, where are we at least calculated to possibly test, just to go test it? It's not even in terms of saying it's bullish or bearish. It's just to go test it because of the drop. Exactly, 407.50. JLab got it. The psychological level in between our area in which we fell from to the level in which we fell to. Exactly, half the movement. Darren got it as well. It's literally just half the movement. That's all it is. Yeah, roughly. It is a little bit higher. It's like 407.73 or something. But in a sense, 407.75, 407.50, this is where we're focused on. So it's very awesome to have seen that tested. Now, what does that tell you guys? We've had the sell-off. They've tested halfway of the move. So now you can get a little bit more indecision. They can get small pops to go test golden pocket, reject, come back down, try to hold control point, try to move higher. You could also get the vice versa effect of that, where they just decide to fade it off from there. You know, so there's a lot of scenarios and different variations of price action that could possibly pop up here now that we've made that big drop. And then, like Darren, JLab, and Candace just said, we've now made it up to our psychological halfway point of that range. Again, of where we fell from to where we fell to. We've now hit about halfway point of that, which means we have hit the one calculated spot price is most of the time going to test no matter how bearish or bullish you may be. So now we know, okay, well, a lot more indecision price action's about to pop up. So right now is probably a great time to sit on your hands. Also, what else is starting to pop up, everybody? What time of day is it? We're starting to get into lunchtime for New York right now, so a lot of volume is going to start slowly decaying off. If you guys have noticed, it's actually been a few minutes now since I talked about how much average volume we've used. We were using about 20% of average volume a few moments ago. We've literally only used 1% more since then. So you can see this lowering volume trend is intact. Lunch and European market is closed. Exactly, which we talked about that earlier too. Another great example on why today could just be one of those lower volume days. The Europe market's closed. Does that completely destroy our market today? No, we're still going to see some trading, some movement. But it's going to be less eyes, less money, less volume. In my personal opinion, this is the perfect time for them to go pump this to 408.50 and then slow this down the rest of the day. This is the perfect time for them to do this now. My Google Sheet will never see a red day. Good, good, good. That's what I want to see. No red, only green. Tesla approaching today's high. Great call out, Lalit. Actually, they already hit it. Great job. Today's high of open market. Amazon slowing down. AMD. Now, this is a great time for a lot of these to slow down now. A lot of them got a good pump off of those bases. You can see Apple built a good base above the 9 and it got a good move. Hit the continuation that they fell from. AMD still just battling the 9 EMA. Really, really good examples of a price action kind of like rallying up after a good slow base and then slowing down. And you can see it's perfectly reflected on SPY right now. Not lying to us at all. VIX at pre-market low can bounce from here to drop SPY. Good call out Mill. Also perfect timing because a lot of your recovering charts have slowed down again. AMD building off its 9 again. So is Microsoft. So is Nvidia. Still possibility of seeing another leg up here. We keep seeing these small green, small red, small green, small red, small green, small red. We're about to get another small green. See if the trend continues. A calculated grind up. Also, 15% on Nvidia. Pink box is a gap fill on daily. Do you think this was an early breakout entry or was it valid? Asking because I'm still a noob at them. I like this one because it held previous day high before. I don't think you're a noob. Let's see. Maybe a bit of an early entry, but I took an Nvidia call after the hold the previous day high into new high of day. A better entry would have been here on the pullback to previous high of day. I mean, they're pretty close, though. Can't really beat yourself up over that. Those are pretty close. Now, where you're buying it on the contract, it might seem like it was a lot different, but it really wasn't price action-wise. So I actually think those are pretty similar entries. This was just earlier on. This, of course, was a little bit more confirmation. Took profit at the top of the gap fill. Ooh, little gap fill play. I actually don't mind this entry at all. I think this is a great... I would consider this a passive 40% entry, Noxta, because this isn't the first break. You had your break down here, which I'm glad you didn't just randomly enter on, because it's very hard to catch those. And that was also with an AMD pumping. So I like that you waited for this move to hold over the beginning part of that gap. You weren't just looking to enter as soon as it touched it, so that's a good thing. And then it pushed over that where it slowed down and then kind of pushed back over it. That's where you entered. So I actually consider this to be a more passive 40% entry. A 40% entry would have been this candle. You know, rising volume, broke above it, first time penetrating. But you didn't wait for that. You waited for the better, more passive 40% entry after the retest. So honestly, it's like a 60, 70, 80% entry is almost what you grabbed. It just wasn't in the same sense as one, if that makes sense. But actually, I love that entry a lot. I like that you waited for that. I see it as a super passive 40% entry because you waited for the retest and then you caught that new high. So I like that a lot. I'm assuming your stop loss was down here or at the EMA right there. That's actually a beautiful entry, though. I liked it a lot. Let's give that a super reaction. We'll give it a fire. Here you go, Nox. You got 2 of my super reactions today. Stop would have been around previous day high. Let me just look at my own chart. What am I doing? Here we go. Okay, so stop would have been around here. Which that actually might have been kind of damaging. I would actually say stop needs to probably be about right here. I know you said around previous day highs, so this isn't much further up, but this is pretty close to your previous day highs, this level here. I would actually say this was probably needed to be your stop, because this is kind of where price rejected and then pushed above to say, hey, we're definitely still in control here. So that'd probably be a good stop, maybe even like you said, your previous day highs for a loose stop loss. But I like that a lot, though. That's not bad at all. I like that a lot. Damn, you got 2 super reactions. Somebody added on that. Good job, though, Noxta. Great job. Very happy to see that from you, because I know that you were struggling a little bit taking some of those, and then as time went on, you've progressed clearly because you just took a really good trade on it. Not even just because you won it, but because I can see you waited for really good positions to pop up to say, hey, I'm getting in. I like that a lot. And everybody struggles, you know, saying that to you, it's like everybody struggles in their own way, shape, or form. That was just your struggle for that exact type of entry, and now you've surpassed it, you know. So now it's like keep working with that, keep reviewing, keep mentally trading some of them, keep taking very minimal opportunities on them like you just did today with Nvidia. Very, very good job though, dude. That is not an easy task. It's very frustrating. It takes a lot of mental capital. Very, very proud of you for that though, because it is so hard to push through some sort of challenge or barrier that you're dealing with, even if it's something stupid and small. Like it's still a huge accomplishment to surpass that and be able to build off of that to look for more barriers to try to get past. You know, you're really just building your own lower highs. Slow grind up. We're going to see if we can continue on to make it to 408.50 over the 407.50. Pretty much just defending previous day or Thursday's low demand right here. It's pretty much all we've seen today. On the bigger time frame, we're defending a very big level where we kind of pushed above, came back down to and held. Now across the past 3 days we've held the same support, giving good leeway for a possible bullish opportunity back to the top of this move here. So 410, 412 is kind of an area that I'd look for buyers to possibly make it to if we do stay positive. If we end up cracking that, look for 414, 415, 417, 50, and 420. If we end up losing this 3-day support and the 9 EMA, look to fill this gap, look to fill this gap, look to fill this gap here. There's a bunch of gaps below that are very easy to look at. So that's kind of the game plan going into the rest of the week. I am going to end the stream here. Please drop a like on the stream if you guys enjoyed the information today, the watch list, some of the information we went over today together. Again, feel free to join the Discord if you want to catch more updates, more conversation, everything with the group today. There's tons of people in here. I'll drop a new invite link if you're not a part of the Discord. But if you want to join it, there you go. You can tune in, discuss with people. There are a bunch of free channels that you can type in. Let's see, or I'll do it later, but there are a bunch of free channels you can type in. You can type in Trade Floor. You should be able to post in trade results. You should be able to see charts by members, even if you're free. So there is some free content there. But hopefully a bunch of you guys appreciate some of the info in the streams and some of the channels that you have access to. If you are interested in upgrading in the chat, you can just type, I think it's /upgrade now. Yeah, /upgrade, click that and then send it, and a big menu will pop up. You can sign in. If you want a half off code, scroll up in the announcements channel. Yeah, scroll up in the announcements channel. Here it is. Half off month with this code. That works with any membership. So there you go. If you have any questions about any memberships, I have some information that needs to be updated in here, but for the most part it's intact. So you can review all this if you want. Disclaimer, all that good stuff. But I hope you guys enjoy the stream. Hope you guys enjoy some of the content that we provide in these daily streams, some of my videos, some of the information within the chat. And I'll see you guys later on.